It was an ordinary Tuesday night on January 10th, 2023, in Brookfield, Massachusetts. The quaint town, known for its small-town charm and sense of community, was settling into its usual rhythm. But for one family, that evening marked the beginning of a nightmare. A mystery that would haunt them, their neighbors, and even the seasoned investigators trying to piece it all together. Brittany Tee, a 35-year-old woman with a vibrant personality and a smile that could light up a room, was last seen walking near Lewis Field on Main Street. It wasn't unusual for Brittany to take walks. She enjoyed the fresh air and often used the time to clear her mind. But this time, something was different. She never returned. Her family, who initially thought she had decided to spend the night somewhere else, became increasingly concerned when her phone calls went unanswered and there was no sign of her for several days. On January 13th, 3 days after she was last seen, they contacted the police, launching a search that would become one of the most extensive missing persons investigations in the region's history. What began as a local effort quickly grew into a massive operation. Law enforcement agencies teamed up with volunteers, K9 units, and even drones to scour more than 4,700 acres of land. From thick woods to abandoned buildings, the search was exhaustive. Yet no trace of Brittany was found, not a piece of clothing, not a shoe, not even her cell phone. It was as if she had vanished into thin air. But here's the part that keeps gnawing at everyone involved. How does someone disappear in a small town where everyone knows everyone else? How does a person simply cease to exist without leaving a single clue? Was it a case of foul play, or did Brittany choose to leave her life behind? These questions aren't just frustrating, they're haunting. And they bring us to the chilling realization that sometimes the answers we seek are buried in the unlikeliest of places. For Brittany's family, the days turned into weeks, and the weeks turned into months. Each day that passed without answers felt like an eternity. Her mother, distraught but determined, became the face of the family's plea for help. At every press conference, she stood before the cameras, her voice breaking, but her resolve unshakable, begging the public for any information, no matter how small. And this is where the story takes an emotional turn. Imagine being in her shoes, clinging to hope but wrestling with the unbearable thought that your loved one might never come home. Each ring of the phone could bring answers, or more heartbreak. The community rallied around them, organizing vigils and fundraisers to support the search efforts. A candlelight vigil held on the one-year anniversary of Brittany's disappearance was particularly poignant. The flickering lights symbolized hope, but also the darkness of the unknown. When a case like Brittany's captures the public's attention, theories begin to swirl. Was she kidnapped? Did she run away to escape something? Or was it a tragic accident that left her lost in the vast wilderness that surrounds Brookfield? Local rumors added fuel to the fire. Some speculated on possible suspects, a stranger passing through town or someone she knew too well. Others wondered if the initial search had missed something crucial. But here's the thing, speculation can be a double-edged sword. While it keeps the case alive in the public mind, it can also lead to dead ends and false accusations. And in Brittany's case, each theory seemed to lead to more questions than answers. What about her friends? Was there anyone she was in contact with that night? Did she confide in anyone about her plans? And if foul play was involved, why was there no evidence? These are the questions investigators are grappling with, and they're the questions that keep us all up at night. For law enforcement, Brittany's case is a frustrating puzzle. Despite their best efforts, they've had to rely heavily on tips from the public. But in cases like this, tips can range from credible leads to outright distractions. One officer involved in the search described the difficulty of balancing hope with realism. We want to believe she's out there, but without leads, it's hard to say what happened. And that's the harsh reality of missing persons cases. Sometimes the truth remains elusive, no matter how hard you search. Brookfield is not a place where people go missing. It's a town where doors stay unlocked and neighbors look out for one another. Brittany's disappearance shook the community to its core, challenging its sense of safety and trust. But in the face of tragedy, the town came together. Volunteers donated their time and resources, local businesses raised money, and people who had never met Brittany joined the search. This outpouring of support speaks volumes about the strength of the human spirit. But it also underscores the weight of the unanswered question, where is Brittany? As we mark more than a year since Brittany's disappearance, her family continues to cling to hope. They've made countless appeals, reminding the public that even the smallest detail could be the missing piece of the puzzle. And that is where you come in. Could you be the one who knows something? Could you have seen or heard something that didn't seem important at the time, but could make all the difference now? Brittany's case is a stark reminder of how fragile life can be. It's also a call to action for all of us to remain vigilant, to look out for one another, and to never stop seeking justice for those who can no longer speak for themselves. If you have any information, no matter how insignificant it may seem, please contact the special tip line at 508-453-7589. Together, we can keep Brittany's story alive, and maybe, just maybe, bring her family the closure they so desperately need. And if you've made it this far, please consider supporting this channel by subscribing and sharing this video. Cases like Brittany's deserve to be told, and your support helps keep their stories in the spotlight. Let's make sure Brittany Tee is never forgotten.